Hello, 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 everyone. Hi, Facebook. How are you guys doing today? If you come on, say hi. If you're watching the replay, comment hashtag replay so I can see how many people watch after I post this. And please share, share, share so other people can see this and get to know who I am. Please. I ask you each and every time to share. Hi, YouTube. If you can share this, it'd be greatly appreciated as well. Um, and comment hi, say hi if you're coming on, and comment hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. Alrighty, alrighty, guys. Alrighty, YouTube. There is the Cash App. It'd be greatly appreciated. And if you'd like to know my Amazon wish list, let me know and I'll post it in the comments. Okay? And for you guys, here is Cash App. Okay? And the Amazon wish list. But for some reason it's acting up again. I mean, I copied it, but it just. Okay, so I copied link. There it goes. There it is. All right. Now, I'm going to pin the Cash App. So if you want to see the star comment, it'll probably be in the comments. Right now, I cannot see the star comment pinned. It's normally pinned to the bottom automatically, but I don't see it pinned. I don't even see it. So being that I don't see it, that means that I'm probably not going to see the comments either. Now, I'm going to keep refreshing the comments, which sometimes that helps them to come up. And I'm also going to, have my husband look on his phone, or I'll look on his phone and see if I see any comments come up. Alrighty? Okay, so we're going to pin. I pinned it. I can't see the Cash App pin, but the last time I couldn't see it, my husband said it was pinned. So, yeah. Okay? All right, so today we are having, let me get you, creamy garlic butter chicken and rigatoni in a Parmesan sauce. Okay? Now, it won't be rigatoni. That's the name of the recipe because they want you to use rigatoni. I was going to, but I remembered I didn't buy rigatoni because I changed my mind. The rigatoni, I don't know, it was just too big or something. So I'm going to use this. I had a couple of different ones, but I'm using this. Salentini. I think that's how you say it. Salentini. Okay? There's just a little bit in here. And then I got another whole box. It says 12 ounces. But this is a 16-ounce box, so I'm going to use that in this tiny bit here. Okay? And the measurements that I give you, I'm going to use just a tiny bit more because I'm adding extra pasta, so I want to make sure there's enough salt. Okay? So, let's go. 1 pound of chicken. Okay? This, I couldn't find the recipe on Pinterest. I found the recipe that I saved, but it wouldn't go to the actual recipe. So I looked it up on Google. I found it, but I couldn't get it to save to Facebook or Pinterest. So I just screenshotted the ingredients and the instructions, okay? And I posted it on my Facebook Cooks group. So if you're not a part of that, just look up Facebook, spell it out with an S at the end, Cooks with an S at the end, and join. You can post recipes yourself. You can look up different recipes, okay? Now, the only thing that didn't get in there was the chicken. It said on the list of ingredients, it said chicken. Then it had this big advertisement. Then it had the rest of the ingredients. And the big advertisement didn't have an X to close it out. So I didn't want to do that. So I just didn't put the chicken part in there. But it says 1 pound of chicken. If you want a little more, then you can add a little more. But if you're going to add more chicken or more pasta, then add a little more, of your chicken broth and heavy cream and stuff like that, okay? So it's 3 tablespoons of butter. And right now I've got 2 tablespoons in the pan. Okay? I want you to put 2 tablespoons in the pan. Okay? Save the other tablespoon for later. 3 cloves garlic minced. That's 1 teaspoon for each clove if you use it. Okay? If you want to use fresh, use fresh. 1 cup of chicken broth. 1 cup. Now remember, a little bit more if you're going to add more chicken or pasta. 1 cup of heavy cream. 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I've got the shredded. You can use grated. It don't matter. And 12 ounces of rigatoni or whatever pasta you want to use. But you can use the 12 ounce. But I used the 16 ounce, and then there's about 1 ounce or less left in the other box. Okay? Then you want 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of fresh parsley chopped for garnish. Now, 1 tablespoon of fresh parsley. Okay? Now, if you're going to use what I'm using, this, all I'm going to do, I'm not going to even measure it. I'm just going to sprinkle it over the top for garnish. Okay? The Italian seasoning, probably just going to sprinkle it on the chicken because it's for the chicken. I'm not going to even measure it. I just gave you all the measurements. So it's 1 teaspoon Italian seasoning. I'm probably just going to sprinkle it. Okay? Now it says Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper. That's it. But I chose, because I love these 2 seasonings, that's why I go through them a lot, is garlic powder and onion powder. I'm going to add that to the chicken as well. Okay? So it says salt and pepper and Italian seasoning. If you want to add other seasonings, you may. If you don't want to add the Italian seasoning, you don't have to. You can add other seasonings. Paprika, lemon pepper seasoning oil. I have poultry seasoning, smoked paprika, whatever you want. Okay? All right, YouTube, I got to remember to turn around. Okay, guys. Open my soda. Okay, now, the first instructions do say cook the rigatoni. Now, remember, when I say, I'm reading what it says. Now, remember, when I say the seasonings, you can substitute them or use them plus more. When I say the pasta, you can always use other pasta. Cook rigatoni pasta according to package instructions. Drain and set aside. Okay? I'm not going to cook it first and then do this. While my chicken's cooking, I'm going to cook the pasta. And if it's not done yet, then it can continue to cook while I make the sauce. Okay? So, once the chicken's done, we are going to remove it to a bowl and continue to use the same pan for the sauce. Okay? Now, 2 tablespoons of butter in here for the chicken. Usually I put oil, but it says butter, so we're going to go with butter. It'll give it a flavor, too. If you want to use some oil instead of butter, that's up to you. Okay, so I'm going to put it on 6, which is 1 number above medium. Okay, I'm going to let the butter melt a little bit first, about halfway, and then I'll dump the chicken in, and I'll put the seasonings in. Oh, my fan has been on that whole time. From another time I was cooking. Ooh. Turn the light on. Now, if you start seeing the light blinking like this, you see the light moving like this, don't worry about it. There's something wrong with this light. I always slap here at the top, try to stop it, but okay. So, and I got the garlic. Hopefully it says, because it's garlic butter, but hopefully it's enough for 3 teaspoons for 3 garlic cloves. If it's not, I'll just use what I got and That's what I was asking my husband earlier. There was something that I have to write down on my list of shopping if I can get shopping. I don't know what if it's going to happen this week. I don't know yet. That's what it was. Garlic. It was something I was supposed to write down on the list too, and I forgot, and I couldn't remember. And I said, I'll write it when I remember. And just looking at my garlic, it was garlic. I might get the taller can since I'm always using it. Okay. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to shop this week. The reason I'm able to cook today is because I bought this meal for last time, but things got a little messy. And Monday, I forgot to take out the chicken, and I was supposed to do it Monday, and it was supposed to be because it came first in my list, but I forgot to do it. It was Crock-Pot Angel Chicken. Yeah, a lot of chicken and not ground beef this week because that's what I have. Crock-Pot Angel Chicken. And since I forgot Monday, I said I'll wait till Friday to cook. But since I usually cook around 2:33 on Fridays, I didn't want to have to start the crock pot like super early in the morning because I like to do crock pots on the days my husband's off, which is Mondays, so I wouldn't have to do it so early. So I decided to do this meal instead, and then next Monday, this coming up Monday, I will do the Crock-Pot Angel Chicken. Okay? It's chicken, butter, Italian dressing mix, a can of golden mushroom soup, chicken broth, cream cheese, and angel hair pasta. Okay? So that'll be part 1 and part 2. So I'll be going live earlier in the day and then probably in the evening, like 5:30, whatever. But yeah, I got to check the recipe first to see how long it takes in the crock pot so I can do that. Okay? But today is creamy garlic butter chicken rigatoni and a parmesan sauce. Okay? Now remember, I said 1 pound. I guess that's 2 or 3 pieces. I ended up doing 4 pieces. So, and it wants 4 pieces of chicken for the crock pot meal that I'm going to do Monday. I got to make sure I have 4 pieces. I know I have 2. But I got to make sure I have 4. Okay? All right. So the butter is melting. So I'm just moving it around the pan. Okay? Oh, I was going to season the chicken here, but it always gets all over the counter. All right. And I see, and also the butter or oil, whatever I use, always gets loaded with chicken juice. So what I'm going to do, which I forgot to do before I cut the chicken up, I'm just patting the chicken with the paper towel so I can dry some of it out so it's not so... Shoot, I'll just have to wash my hands again because I wasn't going to touch the chicken, but I want to get the underneath. Okay? Because I was touching the chicken when I was cutting it. I was trying to get it cut before I came on live. Okay? I know. If I would have gone live with the last meal I made, which was, you might see it, it might be on my Facebook. I don't know. I think I posted it there. It was it was with kielbasa sausage and some bow tie pasta and like a parmesan sauce, or no, like a Alfredo sauce. Because I had kielbasa left over and I wanted to use it, so I just made it for me and my husband. And that ended up using up most of my heavy cream and parmesan, so I had to buy some more. Because I went to the store yesterday, I think it was. Got a few things, like I got some more parmesan cheese, heavy cream. And we got a few things like, but I didn't get what I needed for my main shopping thing. So, because everything is very tight. And I always ask people if they don't mind donating to the Cash App, my husband's Cash App, because I can't have a Cash App. I would use it just for food. Because like I said, whatever is donated to the Cash App, I use for my content, which means buying anything that will help my content be better, or for my time and show of appreciation, and for food, because food is part of my content. Hey, my content. Of course it is, because I do cooking. Now, if I wasn't a cook, and I was something else, like let's say I did what I know another content creation. He's a food. He goes and he eats at restaurants and he videos himself eating, and food blogger or something like that. And if I were to do that, then it would go towards me buying the food at a restaurant. Now he tries to go to a lot of smaller places. Once in a while, you'll see him at a bigger restaurant, but he doesn't go too often to the bigger restaurants. Yes, and sometimes you see him go to McDonald's. And he tries to go to places that his followers recommend. So stuff like that. Okay? All right. So in the cream, I'm probably going to use a whisk. So, and I was going to put the seasoning on while it was on there, but seasoning will get everywhere. Okay, so let me start getting the seasoning. Now, salt and pepper to start out with, okay? You can put the seasoning on in any order, but I always start with salt and pepper. Now, if you're going to use lemon pepper, which you can if you want, then you really don't need to put any pepper on there. I mean, regular pepper, because lemon pepper has a lot of pepper in it. So all you need is the lemon pepper and maybe a little bit of salt. And any other seasoning, I'm just saying you don't need. And then when you do the salt, you can add some salt in that too. And just at the end, before you add the chicken and the pasta back in. Oh, let me turn my pasta on. Before you add the pasta and the chicken back in, just take a little spoon and taste your sauce. See if it's seasoned enough. Because if it's not, then you can add more salt or pepper or your own seasoning into the sauce. So that was my puppy barking. When she wants something, she's barking. Okay. So with that, babe, hold on, guys. Has she gone out since we went out this morning? I mean, I know we go out in about an hour, but I just want her to be able to pee so she don't pee anywhere in here. And is the TV turned down? All right, thank you. All right, guys, I was just checking. I couldn't remember for my dog. I know in an hour or hour and a half we go out for the long walk and the playtime, but I just want her to go pee in the front yard. So because she's supposed to be able to hold it 4 or 5 hours by now, but for some reason, sometimes she still pees in the house or on our bed after 2 hours. So I'm like, no. So we got to be careful with that. Okay. All right. So the salt and pepper is on here. I'm going to go ahead and add the onion powder and garlic powder. Okay. And the salt and pepper and the Italian seasoning, I'm not going to really measurements, but I just tell the measurements if there is any, just in case, because there's some people that like to follow measurements or are not good at seasoning stuff without overdoing it or something. So, okay. All right, now the Italian seasoning. And the parsley is for a garnish. So it says 1 tablespoon fresh cut up. If you want fresh parsley, fine. Cut up as much as you want. I'm just going to sprinkle it on top of the food. Okay. All right, there we go. All right. So stir that. Okay, I'm going to turn it up to maybe 7. That's in between 6 and 8. Okay. So it'll cook a little more because you can see it's cooking because it's turning colors, but you don't hear the sizzle sound. So, okay. All right, guys. I'm still stressing here. All right. Okay, we're going to let this cook. This, guys. Oh, I don't want to get it off. Let's turn you around. That is chicken broth. Make sure you guys can see. Okay, that's chicken broth. You put it in a Ziploc bag and you lay it flat in your freezer and you can freeze what you have left. But before you freeze it, make sure you measure it so you can write on the little Ziploc bag with the black marker. You can write what's left. So when you want to thaw it out, you know how much is left in there. Like here I had 2 cups left. And it says 1 cup, but I may put a little more than 1 cup, like I said. A little more than 1 cup, a little more heavy cream, a little more cheese, a little more of the, of course, the chicken broth and stuff like that because I'm going to have a little more pasta and probably it's a little more chicken than they called for. It said 1 pound, and I'm going to have a little more pasta, so. You want to make sure there's enough sauce, okay? Also, I want to just show you all this. I just wanted to. My husband bought this Pure Kick. It's energy and it hydrates, 0 sugar, low sodium. Put it in a bottle of water. Just drink a little bit from the top. Black cherry pomegranate, orange passion fruit, strawberry watermelon, and Concord grape. Because we always buying those energy drinks from the gas station and they're expensive. They're like $3, $4 a can. We don't have that all the time. You can go to Sam's or Costco's probably, but I know at Sam's they've got a case of it for $40, which is cheaper than buying a month of the ones at the gas station, one every day, yeah. So, okay, so let's see. Okay, I refreshed my comments. Hi, Donna. How are you doing? Good afternoon to you, too. Sorry, I had to refresh the comments. Now I do see the star comment. It's not pinned, but I see it. Donna, since you're on here, do you see my Cash App pinned to the bottom or top, wherever it pins it? Do you see it? Because I can't see anything that's pinned. When I can't see the star, I'm talking about the star comment. When I can't see that when I first come on live, that means my comments are going to be messed up. And when I pin my Cash App, that means I won't be able to see that either. It usually does pin, I just can't see it. Every once in a while, my comments and my stuff wants to mess up. I have to either refresh the comments or ask my husband to get on my live and just watch, see if any comments come on. Let me know. I mean, he doesn't have to sit there and watch it. Just check on it every so often, see if I get any comments. All right, chicken's getting there. All right, don't mind it. It's my phone ringing. Alrighty. Okay, so number 1 was cook the rigatoni pasta according to package instructions, drain and set aside. I'm not like cooking it first. I'm getting the water to boil. I'm going to cook it while I'm doing the chicken and the sauce. Okay, and I'm not using rigatoni. I'm using Salentini. It's a wiggly pasta. Wiggly. Salentini. Yeah, if somebody before, or even if I'm not looking at this, ask me, what is Salentini? I'll probably forget. And I wouldn't know that it's wiggly pasta because they all have different names. Like bow tie pasta has a fancier name, but everybody calls it bow tie. So, and then number 2, in a large skillet, melt 2 tablespoons of butter over medium heat. Now, 3 tablespoons of butter, but we're only going to use 2 tablespoons to put in the pan right now. The 1 tablespoon will be used later. Add chicken, season with salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning, and cook for 6 to 8 minutes until golden and cook through. Remove, set aside. 6 to 8 minutes or whatever it takes to cook your chicken. And if you want to season it with salt and pepper and Italian seasoning, go ahead. If you want to add more seasonings or you want to keep out the Italian seasoning and put in different seasonings, if you want lemon pepper, you can leave out the regular pepper and just use lemon pepper in place of it because lemon pepper has a lot of pepper. So you don't need regular pepper if you're going to do lemon pepper. So, whatever. And the measurements, teaspoon of Italian seasoning, half a teaspoon of salt, a fourth of a teaspoon of black pepper. But if you'd like to just sprinkle it on and don't worry about the measurements, you don't have to. Okay? And 3 cloves of garlic minced. If you like more garlic or less garlic, that's up to you. Okay? I'll remind you of how much stuff we use as I use it. Okay? So it was 1 pound of chicken. I used 4 pieces, so it's probably more than 1 pound. I'm going to cook. It says 12 ounces of rigatoni, but I'm using Salentini, the squiggly pasta. And I'm probably going to use close to 16 to 17 ounces because 1 box is 16 ounces is 1 pound. And then there's just a little bit in my second box that I had left over, which is probably 1 ounce or less. Not much. So, yeah. That's why I'm going to be adding a little more heavy cream, chicken broth, and stuff like that. Okay? So I know I have enough sauce. Because if you're going to add more pasta and more chicken, you got to add more of the other stuff, liquid, so you can have enough sauce to mix it all up. And I thought about it after it said, once you look on the Facebook Cooks group, you'll see a picture at the bottom that says, the last picture says, add vegetables like spinach or mushrooms for extra nutrition. Store leftovers in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. Reheat in a skillet with a splash of cream. Well, I had some spinach for one of my recipes, and I had some left over. So when I made the spare of the moment meal the other day with the kielbasa and the bow tie pasta with the like Alfredo sauce or some kind of parmesan sauce, something like that I did. I used what I had left of the spinach. And spinach added into a creamy sauce with chicken and pasta or sausage and pasta or whatever is so good. You just put as much spinach as you want in there after the cream sauce is done and just stir it until the spinach is wilted. Wilted and cooked down, So, yeah. And it's really good. Oh, my gosh. Now I'm going to be wanting to add spinach to all my pasta and chicken meals and stuff like that. Oh, I wish I would have thought about that yesterday when I was at the store. I would have bought another bag of spinach. But it's okay. All right, it's cooking. Now, the water is boiling. Let me put some salt in it. Okay. Get a little bit of oil to put in my water. And then I'll put the pasta in. Because this says cook, drain the pasta, and set aside. The pasta gets all clumpy. So and I don't need to do it first. It wastes time. The pasta can be cooking while I'm doing the chicken and the cream sauce. Saves a step. Okay. So let's get the pasta. Got my pasta. Let me get this one open. Okay. Okay. Kind of. Oh, this one won't rip in half. Okay, guys, hold on. Okay. So now, let me stir it up. Okay. All right. So, it says stir it occasionally 11 minutes. One more minute for tender. Okay. I'm just going to do 11 and then I'll taste it. If I want it a little more tender, I'll do it another minute or so. Okay, so now I got 11 minutes. If pasta's done before the sauce is done, then, I'll drain it and just leave it in the strainer. Okay, it's getting there. Now, it does say melt the butter and cook the chicken on medium. But I put it on 6 and then I went to 7 so it'll start sizzling and cooking. Maybe give the chicken a little brownness to it if you want. And then when it's done, I'm going to taste one to see how it tastes, how it's seasoned. Because sometimes I'll taste it and it's not seasoned enough and I'll have to add a little more seasoning to my chicken. So you can do that too. And sometimes I give a piece to my husband so he can give me his opinion on the chicken. Now you see all the chicken you can't see any pink from the chicken. There's only a few pieces where you can see a little pink through it, but it's got that, the color of the chicken turns. But I'm just going to make sure it's not pink anywhere through the whole chicken by cooking it for a few more minutes. Okay? And it's just chicken stuff on the spoon, so I'm going to use the same spoon to stir the pasta. Okay? Now, I'm going to move the chicken broth is getting liquidy. But if it's still partially frozen, I'll just have to go with it because I forgot to take it out sooner. Okay, I'm just rinsing the knife. I'm going to rinse my cutting board. Now, if you guys would rather, you can take the chicken and you can cook it whole. Just cook it, 4 to 5 minutes per side, making sure it reaches an internal temperature of 160 to 165. If it reaches 160, it's good. You just have to let it rest for a few minutes so it can rise in temperature. But, and it might take a little longer if it's a thick piece of chicken. So remember that. So if all you have is thick chicken breast, you can butterfly them, in half this way or in half that way. You can go either way. And cook them as thinner chickens. Okay? If one piece is thicker than the other, you can pound it down to make them even. But you can do that and then put them back on the cutting board and Make sure the cutting board that you use to cut well, if you choose to season your chicken on the cutting board, make sure you clean the cutting board first before you put the cooked chicken on there. But anyways, yeah, then you can put it on the cutting board and cut it into little diced chicken like this. So you can do it that way too, or you can just slice it into slices and then just lay it. You know how those France, they slice the chicken and then they lay it across the top of the pasta? Yeah, you could do that or whatever. Or you can just dice it up and mix it all in, which I would do. But I so wish I had some spinach. I so wish I had it. From now on, if I have any kind of cream sauce with chicken and pasta, or kielbasa and pasta, or any kind of sausage and pasta, I'm going to buy spinach to put in it. Because I just want to. Okay, I'm going to give it a minute or two more, and then I'm going to try a piece to see how it tastes. Okay? Because, I was the type who wants to follow a recipe to the T. Because I'm not an out there cook who can be messing with the recipe and thinking it's going to come out all right. But I do know from cooking for a while, and I have learned that there are certain things that you can do to change things up. Like when it comes to pasta, you can change the pasta you want. Even when you make spaghetti, if you don't want angel hair pasta, you don't want spaghetti noodles, thick or thin, you'd rather have elbow macaroni, or you want to make spaghetti with bow tie pasta. Who cares? My son said him and his dad used to make spaghetti with other pasta, not spaghetti noodles. But, whatever you want. This recipe, you don't have to use rigatoni. Like me, I'm using Salentini. You could use bow tie, you could use whatever you want. Most pasta recipes, you can use whatever pasta you want. And for the chicken, if you prefer to use turkey or any other meat, you can. Now, I'm not saying use ground beef because I don't think that will taste right. But if you'd rather use turkey, see, there was a picture that said you can use other meats, but it says. So if you want to use some turkey, cooked turkey, chopped up turkey, or if you want to take a whole chicken that you buy from the store because you don't feel like cooking chicken, you don't want to do all that work, you don't feel like cutting up chicken, take a whole chicken and shred it. Mix it with the pasta and the cream sauce as shredded chicken. That's okay. Each to their own. It's still chicken. You can do the same with turkey. Whatever meat you want to use. Okay? So remember that. There's things that you can do different. And this is a cream sauce that uses parmesan. But can you use mozzarella? I'm guessing you could if you wanted to try. But instead of heavy cream, I think you can use milk or half and half, I heard. But when you use milk, there was somewhere somebody asked, can I use milk instead of heavy cream if I don't have heavy cream? You can, but then you'll have to they say you might have to add a little bit of flour or something in there to thicken it up because milk won't make it real thick. But, Okay, it's sizzling. And I'm going to turn it back down to medium when I start to cream. So I'm putting it back on 6 right now. Got about 3 minutes. on the pasta. Okay. Now I want to make sure it's seasoned okay. I'll be right back. I want my husband to taste this, okay? Okay, Donna, sorry. It is going to be delicious, Donna. Sorry, I didn't see your last. I got to keep remembering to refresh the comments because they're acting up and they're not showing up as you write them, so I have to refresh and so hold on. Are you on the line? You want to try this? Are you using that phone? Are you sleeping? I'm going to put it on the line just to see if any comments come by. Because the star comment that was pinned didn't pin it. Every time it doesn't pin, that means I'm going to have problems with the comments, babe. As you know. Yeah. All right, guys. All righty. So my husband is over there falling asleep, which is okay. Because he's tired. He gets up early after coming home at 5 o'clock in the morning. He's up by 9:30. Okay. So I'm just going to go on to Facebook. There I am. It says I'm live. No. Okay, yes, I see my Cash App is pinned. I can't hear myself because I don't really want to. But I'm just going to leave it right here so I can look to see if any comments come up. Okay? All right, so go ahead and keep commenting. I'm going to take the chicken out. Yes, the pasta is going off. Yes. Okay. Let's put this down to medium. Okay. So. Just getting my colander, and I got to be careful because I've got the computer near here. It's the best place for the computer. Got to be careful. Because the steam is also getting in my glasses. Okay, let's just let that there. All right, I just rinsed it with a little bit of cold water to stop the cooking process. This is going to sit there. Okay, I got it on medium. Oh, I threw away my other box. I was supposed to save it to lay the spoon on. I do have a spoon rest. I just didn't want to get it dirty. I'll put it on my napkin. Okay, because I'm going to use a whisk for the cream. Okay, so now, see, when I'm looking at my husband's phone, what's playing now is I'm standing at the sink still rinsing the pasta. Alrighty, so number 3 is, in the same skillet, melt the remaining tablespoon of butter, add minced garlic, and saute for 1 minute until fragrant. Okay, so this is the spoon I use. We are going to add 1 tablespoon of butter. Since it was 3 tablespoons, we used 2 for the chicken. Okay. Okay, my butter's getting real soft, probably from sitting out. So I'm going to put it away. There's not much left. I got a new butter. It's already browning. All right, so let's get the let me get a teaspoon. I'm all out of spoon. Oh, I got it from the dishwasher. Clean. I don't think I have 3, so I'm just going to put the rest in there, which is probably 2 or something. Then I have to get some more. Okay. Oops, that fell in there. Sorry, the handle of the... Okay. It's on medium, but it's been hot from cooking already. So the butter turned brown in there. So just about 1 minute. Give it a little stir. Mix the butter and the garlic together. Okay, let's put this down in here like this. That didn't work. Try on my tricks. I'll just put it right on top of the spoon. Okay? All right, so what's next is pour the chicken broth and simmer for 3 to 4 minutes to reduce slightly. So we're going to put the 1 cup of chicken broth. I'm going to put a little bit more, maybe 1 1/4. So I'll have enough. And let it simmer for 3 to 4 minutes. So I'll turn it down to simmer. Turn it down. Okay. All right, I think that's enough. And if you want more garlic, it's on you. Okay. Get out my measuring cup. I try to have everything ready, but sometimes I forget some things. I'm human. Okay. So some of it's still frozen. But I'm going to pour what's not frozen and see how much it is. Okay, so it's above 3/4, but not quite 1 cup. So I'm just going to break a piece off. Break some pieces off. It'll melt in there. It'll melt up. Oh, let me get another piece. Okay, that's it for now. Okay. The pieces that didn't melt, it'll melt quickly because this pot is hot. Okay. All right. Ouch. Okay, so let's do, it says 3 to 4 minutes. I do 4 minutes, and then when it's 1 minute left, I'll check, see if I even need that last minute. Okay? All right, guys. Somebody's calling me from my area, so let me see. Hold on. Hello? Hello? I think I accidentally, when I went to try to talk, but before I talked, I hit something thinking I was going to bring it up or something. I think I accidentally hit the hang up button. but it was my area code number. So usually I don't have like debt collectors calling from around here, barely. Most of the time, if somebody's calling from this area, it's usually from a doctor's office reminding me of my appointment or something. I did have a couple that were like solicitors or something from the area, but once I hear that, I hang up. Okay, just give it a stir here and there. Okay. You want to slightly reduce this. Okay. And then after that, we will add the heavy cream and Parmesan cheese. This is step number 5. Okay. Step number 1 is cook the pasta according to package instructions, drain and set aside. But you can combine 1 and 2. Cook the pasta while you're cooking the chicken and the sauce. Okay? And then in a large skillet, melt 2 tablespoons of butter over medium heat. Add the chicken, season it with the salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, or other seasonings. Cook for 6 to 8 minutes, or however long it takes for your chicken to cook, until golden and cooked through. Remove, set aside. So take it out and put it in a bowl. Using the same pan, add the last tablespoon of butter. Add your 3 minced garlics, freshly cut, or 3 teaspoons of minced garlic from the jar, because it's 1 teaspoon per garlic clove. And let it cook for about a minute until it's fragrant. But before you put... Oh, no, it's fine. Okay. And then you want to, number 4, pour the chicken broth and simmer for 3 to 4 minutes to reduce slightly, which we're doing right now. And then after that, I'm going to add the heavy cream and the Parmesan cheese, stirring until smooth and creamy, letting the sauce simmer for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so you stir it until it's smooth and creamy, and then let it simmer for 2 to 3 minutes while stirring, because that kind of sauce can burn real quick, and it can. I read somewhere it can break up or something it can do. So, you want to keep it stirring, okay, for the 2 to 3 minutes. Okay? That's my dog. She thinks she sees something out the window. She probably does. She sees somebody walking by the window. They have to walk by our kitchen window if they're going down that way to a house, or if they're going up the stairs to the 2nd or 3rd floor. They have to walk by our window. Okay, so it's about 10 seconds. So let's see. Did I say 1 cup? Yes, I'm going to put maybe 1 1/4. We'll see. Because, I'm having extra pasta. All right. So I'm going to add the rest of what I had left in the other one, which was exactly 1 cup. So if that's all I would have had, it would have been enough. I would have had to make 2. It just hit right underneath the black line for the 1 cup. So I'm going to take this one, the new one I got, open it, and just add a little more. Okay. To 1/4. Okay, because I'm adding extra chicken and extra pasta, so got to do. Not quite double, but Now, if you're going to double it, like it says 12 ounces of pasta. If you're going to do 24, and you're going to do 2 pounds of chicken instead of the 1 pound, it says, then you probably want to double the sauce, or because somebody told me, because you want to double the meal, not everything has to be doubled. Like you may not have to double everything in the sauce because it might make too much sauce. So you can either double it, or you can just do, since it's 1 cup instead of 2 cups of heavy cream, you could do 1.5 cups. And if it's not enough, you can add the other half later on. Okay. So add the heavy cream and the Parmesan cheese, stirring until smooth and creamy. Let the sauce simmer for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, I'm getting it all mixed up. Okay. So I got the heavy cream all mixed up. And it says 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. Probably going to do a little more. That's not 1 cup. That's probably like 1/4 of a cup or maybe half a cup, but I don't even think so. All right, and I bought some more. Let's see, anybody on here? Alrighty. Oh, that's okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming on, Donna. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Can you please share? If you're still on here, can you please share this live, if you don't mind? Okay. 1 big handful of cheese is usually... Okay, this is shredded. Oh, it's still shredded, but it's very small shredded. Okay, this is the Frigo, Frigo Parmesan cheese. I like the ones in the little containers. I was at Sam's like a week or two ago. Now we keep stirring this until it's smooth and creamy. And then let it simmer for 2 to 3 minutes while we're stirring. Anyways, I was there and I saw a container like this of Parmesan cheese, but it was bigger. It was like a $10 container. I was like, oh, I want to get that, because when you go to the regular store, they either have containers like this in 5 ounces, bag of Parmesan cheese, 6 ounces, and that's it. And I always have to buy multiple just to have enough for what I want. This one, though, was 10 ounces. I did get a 10-ounce one. I found one. But the other one at Sam's was $10, so I think it was more than 10 ounces. It was bigger than that. Because I use it a lot for my salt to go in with my heavy creams and sauces and stuff. And then when I make spaghetti, I like to use it. Put on top of my husband likes to use shredded cheddar cheese or Colby Jack or something. But I just like to use Parmesan cheese on my spaghetti. Because now I just sprinkle some shredded cheese on there. I used to always buy, which I do have it and I haven't opened it. This is the grated. That's what it says in the thing. It says a cup of grated. So if you want to use grated, I haven't opened it yet. But I like to use the grated on top of my spaghetti. I always have. Get all that cheese mixed in there. And like I said, you can use half and half or milk, but don't quote me on this. I know you can use milk or half and half, but somewhere I read that you might have to add flour or maybe make that thickening agent with the cornstarch and water, like a roux or something, whatever it's called, because you got to thicken it up, because the half and milk is nowhere near as thick as heavy cream. So that's why a lot of people use heavy whipping cream to make like whips and stuff like that. So once we do this for 2 or 3 minutes, then we're going to return the chicken and the pasta. Return the chicken to the skillet and add rigatoni, whatever pasta you use. Toss to combine. And then we're going to garnish with fresh parsley. Sometimes when I get real close to when we got to take the doggies out for their afternoon walk, we sometimes put the lid on this and let it set till we come back. But we usually take them out around 4:30. So if it's before then, we'll sit down and eat some. Okay. And then once this is done, get down, Jazzy. She's trying to. All right. So now it's all smooth and creamy. Do it for 3 minutes. It says 2 to 3, but I'm going to do it for 3 minutes. And when I'm done, I'm going to get a small spoon. I'm going to taste it. Make sure it's seasoned right. I don't think I put any seasoning in this dough. Let me see. Let me put a little bit of. All right, put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. You can put the same seasonings that you did on your chicken in here if you want. You don't have to. Do I want to? No, I'm just put a little bit of Italian seasoning in here. Alrighty. Okay. I just put a little bit. I didn't put a lot. Okay, and let's see. Anybody on? Nope, nobody on YouTube. All right, let's go. See, once I refresh the comments, it takes a moment. Okay, so I think you're the only one on here. Donna, thank you for being on here. I appreciate it. It says my husband is watching, but that's because I got his phone on the line. Yeah, he'll watch me. I'll be in here cooking. He'll be in the living room. That's just because he just wants to see comments, I guess, or give me some watch time. Because the more you watch, the watch time helps on Facebook too. So, and sometimes he'll be watching, like if he's at work or he's not home, he'll turn it on for a little while. Especially if he wants to tell me something and he knows texting me, I'm not going to see the text because I'm busy on this. Okay. So it's best to stir this with the whisk instead of just a spoon, which I'll be using the spoon to stir it all up when I put the chicken and the pasta back in here. I'll put the pasta in here first and stir it because I don't want to put the pasta and chicken. It's too much to try to stir. I don't want anything to. I'm trying to get this to just put it straight on medium. Thicken up a little bit. I tried to use this stand that my iPad's on so y'all could see my face more often instead of my back when my back is turned to the tripod that I used to use, and so you can see the food more. But obviously, you can't see the food that much. So, but let me turn this around. There's the sauce. Okay, all that stuff, and there's the Italian seasoning I put in. But there's the sauce. Okay. Okay, guys, here's the sauce. Okay, it's starting to bubble up. All right, let me. Okay, so I'm just going to take. Sometimes you can just put it in there and just let it, stick to the spoon and get your taste. Okay. Now, if my mouth has been on it, I won't double dip it if I'm feeding other people, but it's just me and my husband. Perfect. That's perfect. Hi, Mariah. Hi, baby girl. This food is so good. You should be here eating it. I know you're still working. All right, that's my daughter, Mariah. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to turn it down a lot. All right, so I'm going to put the pasta in first. See, I got to be careful because it's all stuck together and I didn't want it to make a big splat into the pan. You still on here, Mariah? Just say yes. I was going to say yes or no, but she can't say no if she's not on here. Duh. All right, so let's get this all mixed up. Just the pasta right now. See, y'all can see some of the pasta. All right. No, you can't. YouTube. Once I get it all separated and coated, then I'll put the chicken. Yeah, there's plenty of sauce. I probably could have just stuck with the 1 cup of cream and 1 cup of chicken broth. But I thought because I was adding extra pasta and chicken that I needed it. Maybe I do. I don't know. We'll see when I add the chicken. Okay. All right. Now, we add the chicken back in. Okay. Get this chicken added back in. Now, if you want to, get down. Tansy, if you want to, you can take some more Parmesan cheese and sprinkle some around the top and let it melt, or just serve it like that. Or you can add a little more Parmesan into each individual bowl, because some people may want extra Parmesan right on top and some may not want any more. They may think what's in the sauce is enough. Okay, or you can just sprinkle some on top of the whole pan and let it melt a little bit. You can let it melt by putting it in the oven, or you can just put a lid or just let it sit on the hot stove and it'll melt. Because I still got it on. It's like on almost 2, like between 2 and 4, like a 3. So, all right. So there we go. Okay. Okay. So I am going to add a little bit more cheese to the top. Okay, I'm just sprinkle it around. Give it a second, minute or so to melt a little bit. And then I'm going to add the parsley as a garnish. Take a picture and then try this for you guys. Alrighty? And then it'll be over. Okay, there we go. That's it. It almost looked like grated Parmesan cheese. It's grated so small. But it says grated, so. Okay. Just give it a second. Let me put the cheese and I'm going to put this away. Okay. Alrighty. So the cheese is melting. I'm going to sprinkle some of this on top as a garnish. It just says 1 tablespoon of the freshly chopped one. You can put however much you want. Because when you use stuff from here, it has like, if you're using fresh, it's either one, I can't remember. It's either fresh or here that you add more, and then if you're using the opposite one, you put less. Like if you're using fresh, 1 tablespoon, this would be less than 1 tablespoon. Or this would be 1 tablespoon and fresh would be, I don't know. So I don't know. But they're both not the same. Because the one in here doesn't measure the same as if you're putting it into a recipe. Okay? All right, there I go. Let's take my picture. Let's get it. Okay. Let's get this picture. And I will put the picture in the comments on Facebook. I used to make a whole nother post with the picture and say, this is from so-and-so's dinner that I did on here and Facebook, and then put the that I did on here in YouTube, and this is the YouTube link. And no, now I know I just got added to the comments. Okay. I don't know if you can see it too well, YouTube. Okay. But I'll take you guys and turn it around. Oops, my finger. Look at that. It would have been even better with the spinach. But I didn't have any. But look at that. Chicken's all mixed up in there. Alrighty. Alrighty, YouTube. There we go. I'll post a picture later today or tomorrow to YouTube so you guys can see an actual picture clear. I know on here, when I show my phone or I show something, it's kind of blurry. And hopefully, soon enough, if I can find one, I want to get a room darkening blind so you don't see like a bright light beside me, like so you could see the picture better. See if I turn this off. See, it's hard. Look at that. It's much easier, especially on YouTube, with the overhead light. Now, for you guys on Facebook, if you're still on here, Donna, which is better, with the light on over the stove or off? For me, it's better on so I can see the food better. But for the camera, I'm asking, because I'm not totally blind. I can still cook it like that, but it is better off for my computer, because my computer it's always kind of blurry. Just let me know if you're still on here, Donna. Which way is it better, with the overtop light on or off? And if anybody else comes on here to watch the replay, Shannon, or any of my other friends or followers, is it better can you see better with the light on, which is on now, or with it off? Which way is better? On or off? All right, just let me know. I want to see something. It's good both ways. So I'm looking at my husband's camera while I'm doing it, because he's a step behind. His phone is a step behind. So I'm showing y'all, is it better with the light on or off? And I've already done that for you guys. But on his phone, like whatever he sees on here, I've already done. I just finished doing that part. So, all right. So now I'm going to get a fork. I'm going to taste this for you guys. Then I'm going to go ahead and end the live, okay? I've been on here an hour and 14 minutes. That's because of my talking. I spent 20 minutes talking before I even got the chicken started. And it says 10 minutes to prep, 25 minutes of cooking. So you should be able to get this done in about 30 minutes. You know, if you're not doing a video and not recording, you're just focusing on cutting the chicken up, cooking it. You know, it should only take you about 30 minutes or less. So it's a fast meal. Okay? So let's get some. Get a piece of chicken. All right. Oh my gosh. That is so delicious. This is mine. It's a very delicious dance. I know I can't dance, but I just do a little dance if it tastes good. Hi, puppy. It's laying in the hallway. I'll show you guys. Look at that cute face. I guess she wants to be close by, but she's sleeping away. Oh no, she must have seen a fly in this air. Let's see, guys. Oh. Say hi, Granny. She's sleeping on the couch with Daddy. That's her. I just wanted to show y'all my little doggies. We were at the where were we today? Oh, yeah, we were at Petco because my Brownie, my older dog, had a wellness appointment, but it ended up being considered a sick appointment because of something on her neck, and she had to get antibiotics and steroids for it. But anyways, we went into the after the vet, we went into the store itself because I was looking for some greenery, the pill pocket greeneries to put the pills in. Well, when we went in there, I saw some shirts for the dogs. It said, one said, not content creator, but what's the other word they use instead of content creator? It was another word that was on there, meaning that, they're famous on social media. It was called, I forgot what it was called. It was something with an I think. But it wasn't content creator. It was something else. But it was kind of cute. I got to take a second bite because it's too good. Oh, that was hot. Hotter than the last bite. Mm. That is so good. YouTube. Mm. Well, now she came in the kitchen. All right. Mm. All righty, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Be quiet. And I'm going to end this live the way I end all lives. Let me kind of stand like this so I can look at both YouTube and Facebook. I want to thank you all for coming on. Whoever did, which is probably only you, Donna, right now. Well, thank you. Let me know what you think when you make it. Okay, I don't know, Donna, if you're part of my Facebook cooks group. But if you're not and you join, the recipe is in there. Or you can come back to this video and write down the ingredients and instructions, which, as you know, Facebook and the stupid Facebook, they delete all lives after 30 days. So if you're going to get it from here, get it and write it down before 30 days. If not, you can always go on to Facebook Cooks, look up the name of the recipe, and it's in there. All right? All right, let's go back. I just forgot the name of this recipe. Creamy, what I say? What do I call it? Creamy garlic butter creamy garlic butter chicken and rigatoni and parmesan sauce. Okay? If you look it up that way, this should come up with all the screenshots I took of the ingredients and instructions because it wouldn't let me post right. But there's something called Recipes Smile. Recipes with an S, smile.com where the recipe came up. Because I had to look it up on Google because the one that I saved to my Pinterest, for some reason it's just a picture of the meal and the title, but I can't, when I bring it up, some ecstasy, E-T-S-Y, ecstasy, comes up talking about something else and not even the recipe. So I had to look it up a different way. Okay? So, yeah. I can't stop. So if you just want to go on my Facebook Cooks, guys, on Facebook, and look it up, creamy garlic butter chicken and rigatoni and a parmesan sauce, you should be able to find it. Oh, it's still on too. Let me turn it off. I forgot to turn this off. It's all going to stick to the bottom if I'm not careful. Which it's starting to. Oh, and it was on too. But anyways, guys, yeah, or you can, if you're not following, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube, you can come subscribe on the post that I made earlier today about what time I'm coming live, what I'm making, where I'm going live. If you look on that post, which is the post right before this video, in the comments is my YouTube link. Now, if you still need to access this video and it's past 30 days, you can always go to my YouTube because it'll be there. Okay? Or like I said, you can go to my Facebook Cooks and you can find it in there. Alrighty? And if you want, you can add Donna, if you're still on here. I wanted to, but I didn't have any, and I didn't think of it yesterday when I was in the store. I didn't think of it till I was in the middle of cooking this. And I didn't want to say, babe, can you get up and run to the store real fast for me? I didn't want to rush into the store. But adding spinach in here would be amazing. My other cream dishes that I just did recently, I added spinach, and it is amazing. Just after you got the heavy cream in there and the cheese, and you got it all smooth and creamy, and you let it, while it's doing its cook thing for 2 to 3 minutes, go ahead and add the spinach and let the spinach wilt. That's what they call it, wilt, and cook down and for a few minutes, and then add your pasta and chicken. And if you want to add sausage, like spicy sausage, or not the sausage link, breakfast sausage links, but those big fat sausage, they come in links or they come in the round sausage, the half round sausage. But yeah, or you can do kielbasa, or you can do whatever. If you want to add that to this instead of the chicken. Or there was a recipe that I found the other day when I was doing a different kind of cream sauce with my kielbasa I had left over, and I added the leftover spinach in there. Because I had a recipe on Instagram for the bow tie pasta and the kielbasa sausage with fire roasted diced tomatoes, but I couldn't find the recipe, so I looked up the name of it, and I found other versions, and I did it. None of them had the fire roasted diced tomatoes, but I added a can of it. Anyways, I found one that had the kielbasa sausage and chicken in there together. So you can do that too. You can add kielbasa sausage, just kielbasa, or any kind of sausage you like, or just chicken, or you can add both together. Or like I said, you can do turkey, whatever, okay? Just like the seasonings, you can season it. Because when you do kielbasa sausage, it's so tasty, it don't need any seasoning. I would just season the sauce, the cream sauce. You don't need to season the kielbasa sausage. It is on point. Just cook it till it's nice and brown and pull it out and then go on with the cream sauce. Whatever you want. Okay? I use 1.5 kielbasas. The recipe I used did say 2, but you can use 1.5 to 2. And if you're using chicken as well, you don't need as much kielbasa. But yeah, so. All right, so let me go back to, I'm going to get off of here. I appreciate you, Donna, since you're the only one that came on. And I appreciate anybody who will come on later and watch the replay. I understand people could be busy working, so no biggie. But I want y'all to stay positive. Do your thing. Keep working on your goal if you have one. Do what you need to do for yourself and not for anybody else. And I want you guys to know I love you guys. I love all my friends and followers. And hopefully soon, my Facebook and YouTube and all that and my TikTok, because I'm going to start going live on TikTok as well. Not for the cooking yet, but just as a live. Because there's some ways on there to make some money too. So I want to see if it's any easier than Facebook or Instagram or any of that. Okay? You can even make money on X, which used to be formerly Twitter. But you have to join the premium thing, which is $11 a month. Then you have a lot of ways of making money. But I don't post. I go on Twitter all the time to check my notifications. And I will respond with comments sometimes. But I don't usually make my own posts on there like I do on Instagram, Facebook, and all that. But my Instagram is mostly, I will post anything on there. But mostly try to post, because I changed the name. It's all about my dogs. So, yeah. But anyways, yeah, just stay positive and know I love you guys and I'm always here. And if you're watching the replay, comment #replay. And on Facebook, if you want to get notified when I go live, you can click the 3 dots. They're either on the top or the bottom on the right side. And then a list will come up. And near the bottom, it'll say, turn notifications on. If it says turn notifications off, that means they're already on. All right? And near the top, it says, add to my favorites. You can add me to your favorites or you don't have to. But just to let you know, that's how you turn it on. And sometimes Facebook likes to turn notifications off. So check once a week if they're still on, if you turn them on. All righty? And anybody on Facebook, if you'd like to come over to my YouTube and subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. Like I said, the post I made before this video earlier today on my timeline that tells you I was coming live at what time and stuff, in the comments is my YouTube link. Okay? And you, YouTube, if you'd like to come over to my Facebook, my main Facebook that I'm on now with this live is just my first and last name, Elizabeth Gibbs. And my secondary page, if you want to follow my second page, which I always try to share my live to my second page, is Elizabeth's Life. Elizabeth 'S Life, LIFE, okay? If you'd like to come over and follow. So, y'all take care. Have a good rest of your afternoon. And know that I love you very much. And I thank y'all for coming on for the regular live or the replay. Love you guys. Bye, YouTube.